constantly shifting through the time-space continuum, Metron's three disciples observe the universe from the Mobius Couch.
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Debí darte más besos y abrazos las veces en el Mobius Couch, un vehículo interdimensional espacio-tiempo a través del cual tus tres anfitriones supervisan el mundo del cómic. Juan, Pat, ¿qué tal, amigos?
I love that. Wonderful job, by the way.
Wait a minute. Are we Spanish? We're not Hispanic.
Oh, I'm not, but I thought you were. Wait, are you?
Let me check something about the interdimensional
I know
dials.
you're...
Let me check the dials here on the Mobius Couch.
¿Cómo estás, señor?
The Mobius Couch, an English language podcast from which your three hosts survey the world of comic books. Comics. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
how's it going?
Going great.
Let's
going
introduce
great.
your host.
that was our host
Alessandro.
Al, and I'm your host Joe, and this is your host Patrick.
And this is your host, Patrick, talking
There
right
he is.
now.
There he is.
There he is. It's the
Guys,
new
before the podcast
You all-
started, this is for the listeners, by the way. Before the podcast started, Patrick was telling us that he can't talk to normal people, and I think that's silly because we're super normal.
Can't
No,
talk
he
to
was
rich.
saying he can't talk to. He said he
Can't
can't
talk to rich people. I suck at talking
you said
to rich
you said all people in general.
And also, he made a point that if you're not comfortable around rich people, you'll never be rich yourself. Was another thing.
Yeah, that's.
he said.
I think that was
So,
your point.
It's about
Patrick
manifesting, you guys. It's about
You gotta
You want to
manifest.
manifest wealth.
Yes.
You got to manifest
Mobius,
wealthy people.
He's sitting right here. You see him? He's right there.
dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
Comic books. Okay,
And that's what
comic
I'm dressed for, because one
Lady-
day the Speed Force will choose me, and I will be gifted the.
Or maybe you'll be an absolute universe version which doesn't have the Speed Force.
That's
Yeah.
possible. I'll
That
take
might
it. I'll
Be
take it.
possible.
Just time dilation when you kill people by accident.
Speaking of the absolute version.
Oh, for
Of
the
the
listeners
Flash.
that are listening and not watching, I have a Flash hoodie on. Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead, sir. Yeah.
So speaking of that, today we are going to be talking about Ultimate Flash, issues 1 through 6. Ultimate Flash is, of course, the Flash version of the Absolute Universe, which is the DC's Omega Universe,
Ultimate
where,
Universe.
yeah, it's Ultimate. I'm right. It's Ultimate.
I meant Omega.
Yeah,
I meant
it's the Absolute Universe, but it's Ultimate Flash. That's correct.
Mhm,
It's completely correct.
Ultimate
So the
and Omega is like the same thing, right? If it's
Sort
an
of. Yeah,
ultimate
Omega's the
Flash
last
and
letter.
Omega's
Omega's the
last,
end. So Ultimate is the end. Yeah.
O's not the
Mhm.
end, guys. Z is the end.
Okay. For listeners who are new to the Mobius Couch, please give me 20 seconds to let you know that the Mobius Couch is a podcast. You can please follow us and subscribe on iTunes and Spotify. We also have YouTube channels, which is just the Mobius
We have
Couch.
YouTube.
We're on Instagram, all the different grams. So please follow, subscribe, and like us if you enjoy the podcast.
You know, Al,
That's it.
shameless plug aside, if they don't follow us on the short form medias, like the YouTube shorts and the Instagrams and stuff, Patrick does an amazing job putting together cool stuff for everybody. Shut up, Patrick. He does an
Some people
amazing job
agree,
putting
some people
together
don't.
really cool stuff.
Also, if
with
you
all
hate
the-
if you hate our takes, also follow us and just make fun
Yeah,
of us.
also, maybe you want to
No.
hear more. Maybe you want to hear more of it.
I don't
Nope.
give a
you know?
fuck what you Gen Zers think about me. No idea.
I just want to say that's your opinion. The Mobius Couch's official stance is if you don't agree with us, don't engage. Leave
yeah,
us
if you
the F
leave a
alone.
nasty comment, we delete
Yeah.
you and we
Yeah.
block you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That out of the way. We're talking about Ultimate Flash, as I mentioned. So the absolute
Ultimate Flash.
I'm kind of used to it now.
I just hadn't done it in a while, so I thought I
It
have a
only
bunch of
took
lightning bolts.
5
You know, like why not use it?
I'm used to it.
All right.
Okay,
good,
so for the listeners who are maybe haven't heard our earlier podcasts on Ultimate Batman, Ultimate Wonder Woman, and Ultimate Superman, the
Mhm.
Absolute Universe is the Omega Universe, which is more influenced by Darkseid. than it is by Superman.
We're
like
gonna
in the
get yelled at
Alpha
just for that.
Premium.
It's absolute, not ultimate.
I said it's absolute. It's Ultimate
Yeah, that's what I
Flash,
said.
but it's the absolute universe. I've
Right,
been
that's
very
what I said.
clear.
Yeah,
that's
what you
correct.
said. Yeah.
And this is helmed by head editor of the Absolute side of DC, which is, of course, Zack Snyder, who wrote Absolute Ultimate Super
Scott
Batman.
Snyder? Zack Snyder?
No, Zack. Scott. It is Scott Snyder. Zack Snyder's
Scott
the
Snyder.
bad
Scott
director. Scott Snyder did Batman. So that's the general.
This is
the
written by Jeff
grittier-
Lemire. Lemire?
This is Jeff. Jeff is the friend of the podcast.
Friend of the pod.
We've talked about earlier
Moon
runs
Knight.
he's done. Moon Knight. How did
What
we
else
pronounce?
Did he do something else? I think it's Lemire. Did he do something else that we read? Did he write Paper Girls?
He did.
No, that was Vaughn.
That was Vaughn. I thought it was Vaughn.
That was
Okay.
Vaughn.
I think we only did Moon Knight.
Yeah,
He did a really good run on Animal Man that I really, really loved.
But I don't think we've talked about it
Red.
on the podcast.
No, we haven't. It was just something that I just an
Is that
assumption.
New 52?
Yeah, I think it's New
Animal Man?
52 when they introduced the red and stuff. New 52.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. He also wrote Sweet Tooth, which I thought was pretty. It was kind of an indie. I think it was.
I never read it or watched it.
I thought it was pretty good. I
Same.
haven't seen the show, but the comic was good. It was.
Who's the dad in the show? He's from SNL. I have a hard time taking him seriously in like serious roles, kind of like Kristen
I
Wiig.
totally forget. I only watched.
It's not Bill
Oh,
Hader, but it's kind of got
It's not
like
Bill
Hader. MacGruber.
I don't know.
I don't know.
MacGruber,
Anyway.
right? Is it MacGruber?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy who plays MacGruber.
Will Forte.
Will Forte.
Yes.
Will Forte. I also
Oh,
can't
man.
imagine taking him seriously in any capacity.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
tough.
agree.
He does a good job.
Yeah, but so it is Lemire. Jeff Lemire, friend of the podcast, writes this Flash book, and Nick
Mhm.
Robles does the art, and colors are by, I think it's Adriano Lucas. Yes, does the colors. So, as we mentioned, the Absolute Universe is kind of a grittier, reimagined version of a lot of these characters. And today we're going to do issues 1 through 6 of the Flash. So we're going to talk about Absolute Flash and this new Wally West in this brave new world that we've never seen before. Let's do. So we always begin these with kind of overall takes. I'll just start because I've been talking, so I'll just do it. I'm going to make 2 points. My first point
You
on a
hated it,
macro.
yeah.
My first point, high level macro, we have to stop doing introductory arcs. We just have to stop doing it. They're never good. It's always exposition. Nothing ever really happens. It's just a waste of our time. So we've got to stop doing that. My second point, this was straight trash. It was worse than Ultimate Wolverine, which I couldn't even finish we had to cancel that episode because I couldn't even fucking finish it. This
You mean
was worse.
absolute Wolverine?
Absolute Wolverine. Absolute
Yeah.
Wolverine.
In the Ultimate
This
Universe.
was, this was worse. And Jeff Lemire, like a good writer generally. This was just awful. Didn't like it. That's my take. That's it.
Okay, I'll go next. I'll talk about the things I did like. I liked this version of Grodd. Thought he was very adorable. Enjoyed that little bond. And I'd actually really be down with the idea that he ends up being like an actual villain later on. Like he comes off as an adorable little monkey, but turns out he's been pulling Wally strings the entire time. There's a few beats that I'm like, oh, that's kind of a little bit sinister.
It does
I like
feel like there's another shoe to drop with that.
Yeah.
I
like
will
the
tell
fact
you,
that,
it hasn't dropped yet because I have read every issue of Absolute Flash.
Yeah, we just did 1 through 6. Just 1 through 6. Barry, I like the idea that he's kind of maybe quasi-evil government like asshole. I liked that Wally's powers are kind of tied to time. It seems like more so than super speed, but also like there's time elements to it. I like the art. I mean, I think I prefer the lightning bolts, but I kind of like the big red bands. That it's kind of like Professor Zoom from like the Jeff Johns Flash run. How he was moving.
I mean, there's
through time.
lightning also, but
there's also lightning.
It seems to be like an
kind
after effect of the red bands.
Kind of like the additional accent of those little red rectangles. I mean, I just enjoyed Wally not having mentors and he's learning it on his own. That being said, I thought this was a weak arc. I just felt the pacing was weird. You never really get to know Wally. He's just in a constant state of freaking the fuck out, like
panic. Yeah,
panic. I thought the use of flashbacks in Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman were used in a more meaningful way to develop the character, whereas Wally's flashbacks are just kind of like, oh, my mom was great, then she died, and then my dad's an asshole. Like really fast beats of it. So I just felt like you didn't really get to know Wally in these first 6 episodes. And I just didn't think there was like enough of a change to like the rogues went from being a group of, a gang to being government operatives, which like is a change, but I don't know. I felt like there could have been more done there as well.
Okay.
But overall, I mean, I think I agree with Al too. Maybe we should get away from doing the introductory
arcs. Yeah. Well, this in terms of Absolute though, like it just started, so like I get why we did this, and honestly, like the rest, like I don't even think the next 6 issues is fully out. It might be on 11 right now, or maybe it's on 12. I don't know.
Well, for sure. But I mean, generally, it's just this one especially.
But we could have waited to do this.
I mean, there was such a thin 6 issues.
Yeah, and I was going. So on that note, the reason that I disagree with you guys, and I do like this, is because it very much gets fleshed out in like the next few. Like 7, 8, and 9 are like kind of brings you like kind of full circle to what's going on with everything, and you're like, oh, this is amazing now, like at first you're just like, what's going on, this is very confusing, it's the time's jumping back and forth a lot, and like it's not like I'm going to reread this 100 times, so I'm not like picking apart where every scene's supposed to take place chronologically, so like it's kind of just reading confusing bits, and until it starts to really coalesce, you're not like putting the pieces together properly. I will say once that happens, it's much better.
It was just I don't know. The other thing is
I'm a huge fan of Wally West. He's my favorite Flash ever, and also he's my favorite character ever. So I mean, like obviously I'm super biased, but
that's why I kind of just wanted to get to know him like better, it.
And there's reasons why, but I guess I'll touch on more of it later. But the frenetic way of the storytelling I kind of liked, because it was like indicative of how his powers were reacting throughout the first 3 issues, which I thought was fun. And then it immediately slowed down with like his first little superhero adventure for 2 issues I have no idea why I'm struggling with this. Heatwave. No, Heatwave. And then and granted, the next issue, for whatever reason, that I feel like they were just like, let's put 6 issues in this volume. They could have done 5. I don't know why they stuck that last issue in there, but the last issue is just like, this is the kind of like a glimpse into the origin of the Rogues real fast. And then again, I feel like it gets better right after this. Like it starts to all kind of make more sense, and everything starts to coalesce into like more cohesive story. But I've read that, so it makes more sense to me now. And especially rereading these, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's happening now. Like even bits that were super confusing at first, I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I see what they're doing. I wanted to call out one of the things I really liked was Tom Napolitano's lettering. And there's the way they do Flash's thoughts and inner monologue and frantic, kind of spectrum. He's kind of on the spectrum in this, and he has like ways to calm down that his mom used to teach him. But then also like when he's kind of fractured in time and he's kind of discovering his powers, his thoughts will like overlap on each other a lot. And like, I liked how that like was all jumbled and kind of confusing to the reader as much as it is to him. And it kind of like puts you in his shoes more. I thought that was enjoyable. The art's awesome. I like Nick Robles. How are we saying that?
I don't know. I was assuming it was Robles, but maybe it is Robles.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard. It's really hard with the names, guys. No one ever says these names out loud. We've never heard it. But I don't know. I really liked his art. I didn't love the Heatwave arc in this because the art shifted.
The art
so early on. I was like, I wish you would just run through 6 issues at least before you called in a. I think maybe because it was like such a quick little 2-issue departure, it like made sense for him not to draw those.
But a lot of the. I feel like another one of the Ultimate / Absolute books did that, where like in issue 5 already they switched. I think it was.
Was it Wonder Woman?
Wasn't it issue 6 immediately? It was.
I think Wonder Woman. Yeah.
They just change too often. Yeah, because
Well, I mean,
do
like some of this art is so good, it does take them longer to draw these days. Sometimes, like
no, that's
in the
fair.
grand scheme of comic books, the art has come up a huge level
Yeah.
from when we used to read it back.
Oh,
in the
for
90s.
sure. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's almost more understandable when an artist is like, "Hey, I can do 3 issues, maybe fill in for these 2, and I'll come back for these 2, you know, like, or these 6 or whatever, you know, kind of thing."
Well,
But he
soon,
seems pretty consistent at this point. Like, I don't think he's dropped off at all now. Maybe there's like 1 issue randomly he's not in, or he doesn't draw it, but pretty sure he's pretty consistently on the book after this. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody.
well, his art is great. I actually really liked.
Yeah, I really liked his
Nick's
art.
art.
And
The
to
fill-in
Patty's
art is
point,
not
I
so
loved
much.
the way the power effect looked. It was kind of a cool new take on Flash. And again, I will, to kind of like piggyback on what Patty was saying about the rogues, they are way more different than it first seems. So, like, again, you don't see that in this because you barely get to see them, but like they're initially like immediately his enemies, and then like basically 2 issues later after this arc or after this volume, they're just like, hey, he's just one of us. He got experiment. They're fucking him over as much as they're fucking us over. Like, kid, join the rogues, and he goes rogue with them, and so like he's immediately like, it's a very different take on the characters. It kind of seemed
like it was headed in that direction. Yeah.
So like it's again like the payoff is like right after where we read to. So like it's like, you know, I totally get where your perspectives are coming from. Also, my perspective is wildly biased, but I did have fun reading it. But let's I guess let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
All right, so Absolute Flash issue 1. So we've already hinted at this, but we are kind of frantically introduced to Wally as he like unspeeds in the middle of the desert and is kind of almost schizophrenically thought bubbling. What have I done? What's going on? Oh my God, what's happening to me? Kind of crazily. And then we immediately do the flashback to 2 days ago. I mean, yeah.
So I feel like his powers kick off, and then he's 2 days ago.
But what is this? All the
it's not that it's not that we're seeing a flashback. It's that he's literally 2 days ago living it.
Yes, but what is it with these? I feel like all of these absolute titles do time jumps. Was it like an editorial decision to where they all have to do this?
I don't know, but honestly, like
with Flash, it makes sense because these
exactly. I was going to say in this, I love it because of that exact point. I mean, if you're not going to do Speed Force and you're going to give him powers in such a different way, that's the obvious way, you know. And now, like, of course, tell the story chopped up and frantically over.
Yeah, but I wonder if it was like a decision they made editorially because these are all established heroes.
To catch us up.
It's new, because they're established heroes, maybe Snyder just said, like, let's not go A to Z from the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'm just going to say Snyder to be safe. Whichever one.
Snyder.
Quinn Snyder.
Whichever one it is.
Atlanta Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder. Which Snyder? But I just mean to say, like, maybe they just consciously decided, because everybody knows these characters, rather than start A to Z, let's just start in the middle of the action and do little hint flashbacks where we need to.
Yeah, I mean,
not bore the reader with kind of.
I don't know if it's that or it's just introductory comic books in general these days, because
just always do the flashbacks.
It's always just launch into action and then we'll fill them in, you know, kind of thing. Like
they
every once in a while in a normal. I say normal, in an older comic, like in the 90s and stuff, you would get those story arcs where it would be like, Robin's in this crazy situation 2 weeks ago, you know, and you'd be like, oh, let's get to where it's going, you know, kind of thing. But like, this is different than that. But I mean, at the very least, like, I feel like that does happen more often.
Yeah, that does seem like a big conceit they're doing now. But the absolute line definitely feels like they're all doing the Lost thing of sort of twin timelines or past and present flashbacks throughout kind of thing.
I mean, they're trying to do I mean, to your point, in media res, like the first issue, Wonder Woman, she's fighting big, and then you flash back to, because we want to show the reader how she's different from mainstream Wonder Woman.
Right.
And that's the most effective tool, I guess, of doing that for this medium. Maybe
You're right, man. I didn't honestly, I didn't think of it that way with Superman and Batman, but they thoroughly do that. So I mean,
they
I
do
don't
a
know
lot of
why I
flashbacks.
didn't-
Yeah.
I guess you gotta, right? You have to. You have to be like, this is where
'cause
this
I don't know how
strange
else-
version of this
yeah.
character came from, and like,
Yeah. I
Because
guess.
origin stories are fucking boring. I don't know if I've ever read an origin story out of maybe Batman Year One. Other than that, like, I don't know.
Batman Year One is
Oh,
excellent.
it's
excellent. And I hate everything Frank Miller has ever done, but Year One is amazing.
I can't wait to read Dark Knight Returns with you. It's gonna be so fun.
Okay, but back to Absolute Flash. And again, to that point, the whole kind of time switching in Flash sort of works because it kind of is built into his powers and how he works. So it sort of makes sense that he's living in multiple realities and multiple timelines and is flashing.
I really like the young kid part
sense.
and him being young and like kind of figuring out on his own and like and him just being like, fuck you, dad, you know, and then like and Barry's like, hey, you want to see something cool, kid? And you're like, this is creepy.
Okay.
All right, let's see where this is
Barry's
going.
Barry's
Barry is very creepy.
Very creepy.
Something weird is going on.
So is Ralph Dibny, but let's stay on Barry. I don't know where he's at on issue 9 or whatever, but I'm like, I would hope they would go in the direction where like Barry's just like a straight up villain and was like, this kid would be a good test subject or something.
It's not a straight villain thing. I mean, you guys don't care if I spoil it, right?
Well, no, but the listeners,
listeners mute it.
Yeah, let's not go into.
Well, no, we won't spoil it. All right, that does get answered, and it's not straight villain, but there's more to it.
Greater good, some greater good stuff.
No, less than that.
Oh, he just wants superpowers?
No, it's more like I mean, again, I can't.
What is it?
We'll come back to this later.
Right.
Back to the issue. So one thing I wanted to mention, Joe, you talked about how young Wally is, and that is one of the main reasons Lemire said he picked Flash was because he wanted to do an actual like full-on teenager character because a lot of the other Ultimate characters are older, quote unquote older because they're like 21, but whatever.
Right, but they're bigger. And older,
this is a literal
Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah, but this is a literal teenager, and he also said that he's always loved Wally West as a character, and so he jumped at the chance to write Wally West. So that's why Lemire jumped on this book.
There's adorable like promo image of little Wally standing and like looking up at like absolute Batman who's just towering over him, and I just loved it. Even though it's like so insane how big absolute Batman is, just seeing like little teenage Wally being like, "Hey, buddy," you know, and then like looking up 4 extra feet to see Bruce's face was kind of funny. But yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say I'm not usually this critical about writers, but I just felt like the dialogue for Wally and Linda didn't work for me. As I don't know.
Oh, there was like almost zero chemistry there.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like I just thought to
myself, is this how young kids interact now? Because I don't know.
That's what I'm like. For him to be like,
first of all, I don't think
for him to jump at the chance. Yeah, for him to jump at the chance to write a teenager, I'm like, this didn't feel like it felt like a teenager from like the year 2000, maybe. I don't know. It just didn't. There was something about the dialogue that really just felt phoned in to me.
His inner dialogue works for me.
Well, but the teenage interaction, especially since Linda, I'm assuming is going to be a love interest, just wasn't really there. I mean, they didn't mention Skibbity Toilet Riz once, and that's like, are you really a teenager if you don't talk? I mean,
he got the angsty teenager. I hate my dad because my mom and I were close, and he's not. He's the worst. Kind of down. Even in this brief kind of glimpses you got of that relationship, you immediately get what's going on. Like he resents his father for his mother's loss, or like the loss of his mother rather. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm old. So I'm so disconnected from what it's like to be a young person these days.
I just feel like
is it accurate? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I
did
not get to know
badass clothes.
I did not get to know this character at all in these 6 issues.
No, we just don't. All right, back to issue 1 real quick. And I get it, Pat. But so the thing is, I think obviously I get what Lemire was trying to do, with Wally being kind of all over the place and barely holding it together because he just got these powers.
Get that part.
However, the result is that 6 issues in, you don't really have any point of connection with who he is or what he wants or what his personality is, because all he's been doing is just frantically surviving until a magic monkey just like Prozacs him into being calm with psychic stuff. So you just
That's
don't
pretty fair.
Yeah, so you just in 6 full issues, you just don't really get an idea of who Wally is.
So that's the weird
So
part
I
about
think
it,
it
like
is
for
a
me,
valid
'cause
complaint, Patrick, from you.
it's totally valid. I just came from a different perspective of going like, this is so fun in the way that it's so frenetic of like where they are with the character. It kind of got me into who he was just because of the craziness that was going on. You know, like versus like being like normal Wally is pretty down to earth and kind of has it together. Like he's been a superhero since he was like a kid.
Well, except when he murdered
so
all
by
those.
the time he's the Flash,
superheroes
he's
in
like
the mental
super
health
normal.
institution. Yeah, I mean, Wally did
Oh,
murder
that's the
a
black
bunch of
times
heroes
that I never
in the
discussed because fuck DC for doing that. to me.
mental health.
I think
institution.
the thing where I think it would have been better if he had a little bit of a memory. He keeps jumping through time. I think that's pretty obvious that that's what's happening.
Mhm.
But then it doesn't seem like he remembers that he's jumped back and forth. I wish there was a little
He
bit of
doesn't
him
know
being
what's
like,
going on at first. Again, it kind of does make more sense later. Like there's a couple of scenes where he's like, "Oh fuck, I was here before," and like because it's kind of like revisiting when he got his powers, and he's there going, "Dad, you know, like that one scene that you see for like 2 seconds of this, where it's like a floating spectral image of Wally, and the dad is like, "Son, Wally, are you okay?" And he's just like gone, and like, but like it gets back to that point eventually, and you're like, "Oh, okay, all this makes sense now." But again, like, did they do that well? Let's put it this way: did DC do a good job editorially chopping these issues into this section that we just read? No, I would say, like, if I would be like, collect the first 8 or even 9 or something like that, and then be like, and then and go from there. Maybe, I don't know. It seems. This is definitely a 12-issue story arc, and we read the first chunk of it, like kind of thing. It's like, I don't think they did a good job. Did a good service to the reader going, here's volume 1. They should have been like, here's volume 1. It's 1 through 12. Like that would have made more sense, I think. But anyway,
I'm going to get us back on track because it's the 30-minute mark and we are on page 2 of issue 1.
I'm flipping through issue 1. We're good.
Okay, so issue 1, we've already hinted at this, but the main setup is Wally is a kind of ne'er-do-well.
He's on the run. The
very
road's
angsty. Has a mullet.
I love his mullet, by the way.
Want to put that out there.
Love it.
But so he's kind of an army brat. His dad is the colonel, and he's at Fort Fox where they're doing a bunch of experiments. And Dr. Barry Allen seems like kind of a friendly mentor figure. Again, seems like, because we're going to find out later stuff's going on. But so it seems like Barry is trying to kind of help Wally with, hey, why don't you look at cool experiments? Why don't you do something with your time other than be angsty? But Wally's dad is just a dad who's angry. So that's kind of the general setup of where
he's also a dad who lost his wife. And going through. All right, it's no excuse.
I mean, that was years ago. I mean, how many years ago
was it?
that?
Years
Get over
ago?
it. You gotta get over it.
It was like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, they're both upset at each other and they're not connecting well because the loss of their mother/wife.
Yeah,
and Wally's dad sees that like Barry took him down to be like, hey, let's go see where all you. I know you're bored as fuck, and like I was an army brat too, and I get it. Like, why don't you come down and like see what we're working on, kind of thing. And then the dad is like, what the fuck are you doing? This is my son.
I mean,
first of all, Wally, get out of here. And then he's like, what are you doing? This is top classified shit. He's not supposed to be down here.
Yeah, like it's gotta be classified.
Like,
how is the teenager? I mean, that's crazy.
And I'm kind of on the Colonel side, being like, we're literally turning
on the Colonel side. He should have reported Barry.
Yeah,
we're turning humans into weapons of mass destruction down here. Why is my 14-year-old son?
I did like the beat where Barry's like, this is Project Olympus. Like, look at all this cool stuff. And Wally's just walking through this hallway of imprisoned apes, and he just goes like, "What do you do here?" And just kind of laughs. He's like, "What exactly are you doing?
What
here?"
exactly are you doing down here?
Well,
top secret stuff. I can't really tell you about that. I'm just going to show you everything. Anyway, Barry, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop on that the whole time. I was like, what are they doing with Barry? Also, because I love Wally West so much, I've always despised that they brought Barry back to life.
They should never. So
Hal Jordan
and Barry, they should never brought back.
Wally getting his powers by murdering Barry by accident is like my favorite thing that's ever happened. Like, it's just the best. And I know people are like, "How dare you? Barry's the best Flash." He's not. Wally is. Anyway, but like, I love that little beat. That does get explained more later, but like, I did love that little bit. At least in this initial arc. But the rogues quickly find him in the desert and start hunting him down. And then
we jump from the lab to Wally with his powers, and the rogues they're like the suicide
like closing
squad,
in on him, and then it kind of jumps, and then it jumps back to like the first jump back was 2 days ago. Now it's 1 day ago, and his father kind of tries to have a heart-to-heart with him, and then he's like, "You know what? You don't understand me."
And Patrick hit the nail on the head, because the rogues in this are sort of Suicide Squad-esque.
Yeah.
They've been
it seems like that. I think they purposefully made it feel like that at first. Like, like they're going to be the bad guys still. And I think pretty early on they show they show
weirdly,
empathy pretty
even
quick.
though Wally, to Patrick's point, we don't get a lot of looks into Wally as the character. But I feel like the rogues in these first 6 issues, we already get a lot of hints that they're actually not still on board with what's going on. And we kind of get a little personal hints here and there of what they're like and what kind of their personality quirks are. Glider and Trickster don't like each other. That becomes very clear.
Well, Captain Cold is he's very similar to his counterpart in the 616. Is it 616? No, that's Marvel. In the mainstream, where he gets pissed off. He gets pissed off when he finds out that
Earth 1, Earth 0?
Earth 1, whatever.
I don't know.
He gets pissed off when he finds out that Heatwave didn't die, and they like lied about that.
Oh yeah, they lied to. They're doing experiments on more than just them. Their friends and stuff that have been pulled in, and like you find out like you kind of see it when. I think it's not this issue, but a couple issues from now, like you kind of see like Mirror Master putting his arm through something, and kind of going like, so they're doing like he's one of them, and then Weather Wizard's there. Well, he's not there, but there's a broken like cage or glass wall or whatever, and it has like Wizard on it or whatever, and then and one of them's Heatwave, and then the other one that's broken just says XXXXX, and I'm like, that's hilarious. Anyway. It's Project XXXXX. It's Wolverine times.
How many X's do you need?
6 X's?
One. So I want to make a Captain Cold comment because that's the new Captain Cold. Patrick
just ripped.
So when did this trend of like mustache daddies with like white streaks in their hair, like Omni-Man and stuff, like when did that happen? When is that? Because I feel like they're all over comics now. They're everywhere.
Probably Omni-Man. I don't know.
Was it just Omni-Man?
Omni-Man brought it around. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, you know what? I like the Magnum PI mustache.
I think mustaches are probably going to make a comeback. Beards have been in since about 2012, and
so mustaches are coming in. You think? Okay.
Yeah, but not everyone can grow a mustache. I can't.
I look like
You practically got one right now. What are you talking about?
No, it doesn't look right.
Al, you could shave the rest of your face. You'd have a mustache.
But look how creepy this looks.
Pretty good. It's looking pretty good.
Hey, look
you
how
have
creepy.
to let the top hairs reach the bottom hairs, then you have a full mustache. You gotta grow the mustache for a while. The mustache needs to be curated slowly.
I just wanted to ask that because I feel like that's the motif we've been seeing a lot more of. Is this kind of?
I mean, he straight up looks like Omni-Man. He looks exactly like. And then you had Mr. Fantastic from Pedro Pascal's. Mr. Fantastic had a mustache, right? Is that right?
Well, he had like facial hair.
Did he have a mustache?
Oh, I don't know. He's had mustaches before.
It was beardy mustache.
It's the beard. Hit a mustache in The Last of Us.
In this flashback, yes, he did. Yes. Yes. In this flashback, Wally follows a trail of what you guys don't know is himself to the scene of his accident. But he goes back down into the lab, and Barry's in the middle of an experiment, and he's like, "Wally, get away from here!" And then he's like, "Run!" And then that's when the accident happens. So
a quick Grodd,
while they're closing in, you kind of get a hint that there was a horrible accident and Barry died while it was happening.
Well, can I ask you a question? So when he goes to the lab and he's asking for Barry, Grodd screams at him and growls at him, and he runs away towards Barry. But do you think Grodd was trying to warn him? Do you think Grodd is a good person who was trying to warn him against going to Barry, or was he trying to goad him into going towards Barry?
I abstain.
It's the latter. I'm hoping it's the latter, and that Grodd is going to end up being a very dangerous character.
I shall neither confirm it or deny what I'm hearing.
He was too cute. He was too different. He was too different from his.
He was very cute because instead of a giant gorilla, he's a little chimpanzee. Although they tore his head open.
He's a little spider monkey.
Yeah.
And sliced his head open for his brain to. I mean, it's kind of effed up, but
his brain is growing, so they need space.
It does need more space.
But I just thought space for his brain to grow.
I thought that scene was interesting because he screams at Barry and Barry runs, and I was kind of thinking like,
God damn it, never mix his name up again.
Wally.
Jesus Christ.
But I was trying to think like, is he trying to push Wally to get powers, or was he trying to warn Wally away? And I guess we'll find out maybe at a later date what he was trying to do.
Yeah, and then we cut to, well, I mean, I guess it's just the rogues are like, so Boomerang is melded to his boomerangs in a way, like mentally, like he is the boomerang, so he uses them to scout the cave that Wally runs into, and he's like, he's in there, and they like follow him in there. But the last thing we see is that Barry's body is there, and Wally's like, fuck, I did that. I think I did that. I don't know.
Definitely did that, maybe, probably. And then we see Mirror Master a year later is up to
and he's like
schemes.
reviewing. He comes out of a reflective surface. This has not paid off, so I don't know what's going on here. I think it's going to be like literally further down the line, but he's basically he's reviewing footage of what looks like things that we see in the next, I don't know, 10-ish issues, but the only one that hasn't come to fruition is that the apes are like escaped and there's a city on fire or in ruins. So I was like, interesting. That's what I would think might be a Grodd thing.
Might be a
anyway,
Grodd
issue
thing.
2.
We can go issue by issue, but it's just so much nothing happens, and it's just the rogues looking for him, and then flashbacks.
Okay, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. They didn't want to. They're like dead or alive, and he's like alive. We want him alive.
Well, yeah, because his dad's the colonel. Their boss is his dad. So
but also Captain Cold's in charge of his little team, and he's like, we want him alive. And then the first fucking thing, so they're kind of like Cold is just shooting up ice walls to block Wally's escape routes out of the cave because, again, Captain Boomerang mapped it. So he's like, oh, we know where he is and we know where the way exits are. We'll just block off all these exits, so he has to come this way. Fucking Golden Glider's first move is to shove swords in his face, and if he didn't like immediately instinctively use his powers and like swirl past it in the crazy like warping kind of way and use his speed powers, she would have cut him in half and his head off at the same time. Like,
well, they could be.
This chick's crazy, you know. Well,
no. So two things. One is we don't know those are swords. They could just be glowing things.
They're definitely swords that are like.
And B, I actually artistically, like visually, loved this use of his powers, where it's just this scene of the swords almost hitting him, and then.
Yeah, I love it too. Again, the visualization of his powers is awesome. Yes, I like the blurry flash of normalness with the lightning everywhere, but this is such a cool like visualization of like what speed would look like, of like his body kind of like melting away at parts and like the warpy. He's almost tumbling through the. He's not like running really. He's barely knows what he's doing right now, but it's kind of cool. I like the horizontal slashing lines through them and stuff. It's really cool. I like how it looks. Visually, it looks amazing. And it seems to be like when he slows down or stops or comes to a halt, that's when the lightning's kind of crackling off him. You know what I mean? Like the lightning's like an after effect to like the cooler effects that we're seeing.
Can we see the part where Barry dies? Because that's just what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Is that in this issue?
I think so.
No, I think it's issue 3, right?
Yeah,
Wally.
They do see more of the accident, though.
Yeah,
you see more of the accident. Yeah.
So basically, there's
Wally,
the crazy act. Like Barry seems to be like protected in a bubble, essentially, in the middle of this spinning vortex. Wally gets sucked into it, and Barry kind of goes like reaching out for him and goes like Wally, and like reaches out, and then he gets but he's gone. And then that's when there's a little confrontation with Wally's dad about like, what the fuck did you do to my son? And like, where is he? And all this kind of stuff. And that's kind of what we see. And that's when we get that, what is essentially a flashback later on of Wally in present day, like talking to his dad. So that's what that is. That's why I was saying like, this is confusing now, but like at the time when this actually happens, he's like, oh shit, there's my dad in the past. I can like talk to him. And like he like goes, Dad, and like talks to him, and he's like, oh shit. But for his dad, it's happening right in this moment.
Right.
So that's future Wally you're seeing there for a second.
So a quick side note: how do we feel about this new Absolute Flash costume? Because the way Barry's dressed is kind of how Wally is dressed. Later,
I do think it's funny only in the sense that like the only costume he took off Barry's like riddled, like ruined body.
Yeah.
But the costume is ripped up on Barry. But when he takes it and leaves, he's like, it's like fine. And I'm like, come on, you couldn't just don't make it ripped up. Anyway, it was funny. I was just like that's a little funny aside of like, so he has a perfectly clean costume. I don't mind I think it's cool. It's a cool redesign.
It's not my favorite, but it's whatever. It's a little bit like I don't know.
It's like
got the
I don't know.
impulse type visor, and it's young. It's a young look.
It's definitely one of those like it's the science suit, and that's why Barry's wearing it. And you're like, really?
Right.
Why would it ever look like that? Like while they're like, let's do these crazy experiments, but let's put lightning bolts off the sides of our ears. Like it's a little silly, but like I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, you know what it is? It's so much of a departure from like regular Flash costumes that have just been very similar over the years, unless you really count Impulse or Kid Flash, but like it's always all red. Like it's like Wally's had a couple of different ish ones, but like it's mostly giant red suit. And I don't know. I thought it was a fun change. And I like that the lightning bolt wasn't like a strict lightning bolt. It's like more of a symbol that you don't know what it means yet or whatever. But
yeah,
I kind of thought that was cool. I guess it's just that. It's different enough and it's fun. Like would I want Wally to wear this in the regular universe? No.
It reminds me of, did you guys ever watch the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons of the Impossibles? But there was one who had like a big M.
Yes,
and
he could multiply multiple man.
I don't think I know that at all.
There was Fluid Man, Coil Man, and Multiple Man, right? Is that what you're talking about? Coil Man got shafted with the worst powers.
Oh, I was looking it up. What's he do? Turn into a spring?
Yeah, like his lower body's just like a big spring. He can.
He just slinkies downstairs and he's like, "I'll help," and then he's like, and he gets there eventually. It's funny. I had read this before, obviously, and I didn't have any time over the last couple of weeks to get this read, and I literally binge read this tonight, like super fast. And I was like, I've read it before. I'll just skim through it really quick. And granted, and I actually had time to read every word, so that was nice. But like, so I wasn't that under the wire, but I was pretty under the wire. But my son's sitting over to the next to me, like watching me like go and like read pretty quick. And he's like, "What's this guy's name?" I was like, "Well, that's Wally." And he goes, "No, that's Flash." And I was like, "Well, Wally's his name." And he's like, "No, that's Flash." And I was like, "Wally West is his name. He is the Flash is a superhero name." I was like, my name's Joe, but your name's Grayson. But if you were a superhero, it might be a different." And he was like, he like finally, it's so funny watching his little 4-year-old brain go, "Secret identity, got it," like kind of thing. Like at just such a young age and just being like, oh, I get it. Okay. Anyway, really adorable.
That is cute.
And I was like, also, this is Barry. He's the worst. you only like Wally. Anyway, Golden Glider immediately chases after him and almost grabs him. And then I love like this, like the little flick of his eye over his shoulder. And then he's just like, and she's like, because she's really fast as well. So she was speeding up, flying, and almost puts her hand on his shoulder. And that was a really cool scene to me. Again, it's the overuse of the power effect maybe that makes it look so cool, but I really liked it.
And we also get a glimpse that, because I think this first arc or the first 3 issues are called Of Two Worlds.
Yeah.
And so we get this image of as he's being chased, we get a lot of this internal monologue and multiple timelines.
When he really goes fast, he's like opening up like his ability to see himself through time at different stages.
And he talks about how he's seeing 2 tomorrows, one of which he's a hero dressed like Multiple Man from The Impossibles, and the other of which where he is this weird energy monster. And he says, am I a monster or a hero? And that's kind of, that kind of brings up that whole Of Two Worlds theme together. And then because...
And here's the thing, I love that because it's a callback to the old Flash comic of like Flash of Two Worlds, and it's Jay Garrick and Barry running. And they're both saying, I'll save you. And there's like somebody falling, like there's a girder falling off a building. It's classic cover. Everyone knows it, except you guys, apparently.
I know it.
100%. At any rate, it's an old thing of like, there's more than one Flash and like they come from 2 different worlds and blah, blah, blah. Like, so I liked this idea of like his ultimate, maybe his absolute story arc is going to be, which of these paths am I going to go down kind of thing. I thought that was kind of cool. And that has not played out in any way. I'm extrapolating, but...
Okay. And so in the meantime, the rogues are having trouble catching him because, like we mentioned, he's faster than Golden Glider.
Yeah.
So they call on Grodd, and we see giant ape eyes looking menacing, but then the door opens, and it's a cute little chimp.
I love that,
and
by the way.
The new Grodd. That's absolute Grodd.
It's good. It's a good.
Wally
Grodd same, Patty. Wally Grodd same.
Wally Grodd same. Grodd Wally same.
I fucking love Grodd as his little buddy, and I don't want him to become a villain. I'm like, please don't. This is adorable. This is adorable.
So I'm kind of in 2 because
he's got a little Pokemon buddy. It's a fantastic part of the story.
Yeah, also the same way how in Absolute Batman they kind of turned his rogues gallery into his teenage friends. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting if Flash and Grodd just kind of end up being a team and Grodd isn't necessarily antagonistic, but I don't know. Maybe there'll be a plot. It seems like kind of a gratuitous plot twist of, it was Grodd all along. Of course he's evil. He's Grodd. But it would also be kind of fun for him to just be a helpful good guy. Although, I don't know. He's very quick to manipulate people's emotions and thoughts, which is troubling.
Yeah.
It's troubling. It is a troubling pattern.
He's a little monkey. He doesn't know what he's doing. All right. So this is kind of when the 3rd issue is when we get to see like the accident in full, like Patty was trying to kind of talking about last issue. But like, basically it kind of goes back to that moment. And Wally's like, all I can hear, I've just connected with Barry. I have just killed Barry. I am scared, and there is only one thing I can do, I run. And his dad is just kind of like frozen in time, like look with his arms up, and it's just the blur of him running. And basically, he describes Barry as he continues to run and can't stop. And there's a little pull-out version of the city, and it's just a red beam going all around the city running like frantically, and the idea of Barry getting destroyed in that manner is just fantastic.
He dragged him to death.
Look at him. Look at this little skeleton saying, help me.
That's but after that, Wally's exhausted and just collapses, and that's when Grodd has caught up with him.
I mean, the idea that Wally murdered Barry is probably the best part of this book so far.
Well,
for
I don't
me.
think I don't. Okay, so time out.
Yeah.
We can maybe make a case for manslaughter. I don't know. This is certainly not premeditated murder. I don't know if we can make a murder
No.
charge stick.
Is
He's a
it
minor.
second degree.
He's also a
No.
minor. I think
You guys
a
want a mild
manslaughter-
spoiler? It's premeditated Wally being brought in.
That's what I figured. I was like, that's
Mhm.
too child molestery for Barry to be like, come into my parlor.
Hey, come hang out with me.
boy.
It's like, no, they knew.
You've got talent. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
you've got
No, but I
talent.
mean, it's not premeditated on Wally's part to murder Barry.
No.
in
So they're
terms of a
experimenting
murder
with
charge.
time. So they're experimenting with time. So they know what they need to make happen to make something else happen.
I don't follow. I don't
Does that make
follow.
sense?
I don't
So
follow.
involuntary manslaughter.
Well, I mean, I don't like. I
Involuntary.
personally, like in the future, me of having read this, I don't know what's going on with Barry still. So, like, I don't know.
But I mean, I don't think so. Even at let's forget the Barry, other forces, and Thawne part.
Mhm.
Even if all of this was somehow a plot by future Wally to give himself powers,
No.
but just time out. Let me
All
finish.
right, go
I'm
ahead.
just saying,
Go
even if it was the case that future Wally manipulated
Mm-hmm.
things in this way, past Wally didn't premeditate the murder. So I think it'd be tough for a murder charge to stick to
Oh,
this
of course
teenager.
not. Yeah, he was caught up in a fucking.
I think
wild, crazy science
manslaughter.
experiment.
I think manslaughter's. We can probably get a plea deal. You know,
Probably
we don't even have to go to
involuntary
court over this.
manslaughter,
I think we should just go for manslaughter as the charge.
Although Wally is a crazy powerful entity now, so he should probably be put down anyways. But
I would say involuntary manslaughter, not manslaughter.
Maybe. Okay. Also, if he's that powerful, Patrick, should we put him down, or
I don't
should
know.
we
Would a
put him on
reasonable person think that Barry was chasing him, or that he was dragging Barry to death? You know, what's the
Right.
reasonable person?
But the other thing we could do, Patrick, is instead of punishing him for this crime, we could put him on the Avengers with Wanda Maximoff.
I was thinking
Yes.
about that. I was like,
Should we just do that rather than
Then maybe that's the
rather than have him face
You
any
know,
consequence?
Why don't we
let
just
them
stick
be-
him in a ship, shove him out into space, and then he'll land on a planet. It'll become Planet Flash.
Yeah, that could be the other way to
Totally
to-
fine. It's how you get rid of problems. You know, just
That's how
launch into
billionaires
space.
do it.
It's how billionaires do it. That's how
Okay.
billionaires do it.
Back to issue 3. He's in a barn because when people are tired,
There's always a barn.
they got to go to a barn. When people are just lost and tired and have burnt out their power,
There's always a
there's
sack
barn.
of grain to lay on.
There's a sack of grain or hay for them to just.
I
leave.
really wanted Clark to be like, "What are you doing in my barn?"
You mean cow? I'm allergic to hay, so I wouldn't make it in the barn.
Uh-huh. Well,
Well, that's why he laid on a grain sack.
I almost died on a hayride at camp once because I was too shy. The counselor I was having an allergic reaction and I couldn't breathe.
that's
Cla-
not a healthy.
classic
Not a healthy. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode, but remember when I said Patrick can't talk to normal people?
He can't talk. Do we
I was
consider camp counselors normal?
No, they're not. I mean,
probably not.
They've got a real Ralph Dibny vibe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're mega Ralph Disney.
So
Teenager giving
Okay.
their summer.
Okay.
to hang
So
out.
Grodd,
Grodd.
So
finds
Grodd-
them in the
yeah,
barn,
Grodd and Wally
we
ET
get-
each other and touch their fingers, and they become
Yeah,
connected.
well, I liked also the little Sistine Chapel vibe we've got here
I loved it.
aesthetically
I loved it.
of God and Wally touching fingers.
Again, Robles is crushing it.
he's
and
These
great.
two
I
double
don't
page
think
spreads
we-
are awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we've mentioned enough how he is hitting it out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
All facial expressions, very emotive.
yeah. Everyone looks very emotive. Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
great art, really great art all around.
the body language is there. Like the cool poses are there. The cool power effects are there. Just everything.
I think Grodd is evil. It's lit up this.
Okay, Patrick, we
flashback
get
scene.
it. Patrick, we
His
get
mom
it. You
is-
don't like Grodd.
No,
No,
I
go
mean
ahead.
his mom is literally it's a nice little vignette of him and his mom loving each other, And then it's a vignette of him being ripped away from his bloody mom, who's dead. Obviously, she's been killed
or dying because she's
government.
reaching out. But yeah.
And then the next scene is his brain being cut open, which he clearly remembers because he's psychic.
He's
so,
like,
hey, who's keeping score there? You know, who's? Come on,
mean,
it's fine. Who's
quite an
really? No one's
origin.
holding a grudge. No one's.
it's
holding a grudge here.
so the two well, YouTube viewers, I have the page pulled up, but it's like the bubble up top is Wally seeing Grodd's life and Grodd seeing Wally's life, and they both connect on their mother. And I loved this, but also I thought it was weird that both their moms are named Martha.
That it was weird.
Yeah.
Especially when Wally
Strange
screams,
move.
especially when Wally screams, how do you know that name?
Yeah.
How do you, yeah,
He's like,
it
"How do you know
was a
that
little bit
name?"
strange. I want to make a
Grodd's like,
comment.
you have to save Martha, and he's like, what?
Comment about both their moms. A lot of foot content on Mama West and Mama Grodd. Look at her feet are out too.
Oh, would you wear your shoes to read your kid a bedtime story? You fucking
just
lunatic.
saying.
Yeah,
You could-
your shoes in bed. That's disgusting.
Yeah, are you wearing your shoes to bed, Al? Gross.
But I'm saying Mama Grodd's got a
germs are on your shoes.
Mama
They're
Grodd's got a
monkeys.
nice pair of feet too. They can both. I think they both score high on Wiki feet.
Well, so both
when-
their moms die, and that's the instant
Yeah.
connection, really.
Yeah,
And then
they share over that trauma. Also, they've both been experimented upon. Technically,
yeah,
they've both been
Yeah.
experiments. Technically,
both experiments.
although Wally's skull flaps weren't cut open to allow
That's
the
true.
brain to grow.
Well, give it time, Al. I really like I love this little rapport they have. I know it's like written in like
very
Grodd same, Wally same, blah blah blah. You know, like it's like really truncated language, but like
It's
I think it's great.
It's the gorilla from Congo that has the sign language arm.
Coco.
Amy.
No, what was
Amy.
Amy. Yeah.
Amy mad. When that used to scare me when she said Amy mad, Amy upset. I was like, oh gosh, that's really scary for a giant gorilla to say that to you.
So
In a baby voice, especially.
Listeners who might not be aware, Congo was the mid-90s movie about like I know that lasers were involved,
Lasers.
but
Yeah.
also involved. I don't know how the lasers fit
That's
in.
Kindergarten Cop. You
I
climb
don't
the
know how
water
the lasers fit in. But the movie was about albino gorillas who lived under a volcano who had crystals that made lasers, and we had to
crystal
fight
skulls, and then Indiana Jones was like, "Here's the spaceship."
and we had to
let's
fight
go."
them.
And I'm
So
pretty sure it's
just-
Laura Linney. Laura Linney at the end, I think, has a laser gun and like just eviscerates all.
Eviscerates these apes because they live where the crystals that make the lasers are from.
Yeah, and it was promoted because it was like the same producer as Jurassic Park or something.
Was the Michael
like, I
Crichton
remember-
book? Yeah,
Oh,
Congo
okay,
was
so
the Michael
Crichton
Crichton book originally.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's mid 90s. Everybody, Congo.
Congo.
That
Check it out.
movie- Check it
I
out.
always
Check,
mix up
check,
Laura
check,
Linney and
check it out.
the woman in Jurassic Park.
Laura Dern. How
Dern.
dare you?
Laura
Laura
Dern,
Dern is
yeah.
a goddess.
I
among sex.
agree.
How dare you?
They're both great.
Confuse her.
Anyway, I mix them up all the time.
Okay.
In my childhood memory of like who was in which movie, that gets blurry. That's what I.
Another
current day, I
great-
don't mix them up.
Another great mid 90s Michael Crichton movie, which does not make sense but is wonderful, is The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas.
that's a
Strongly
great
recommend that to anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a lot of fun.
I shall write that down.
We were
It's
just talking about
along-
Jurassic Park on another podcast that I do, which I've never mentioned here before. Anyway, we're talking about Jurassic Park, and I was like, my memory of that book is like the little kids, the very opening of that book. Have you read it?
No. Of
The
Jurassic Park?
opening of that book is Jurassic Park 3, essentially, which way PG'd up for the movie, but like it's like the boat kind of like docks. It's like a yacht, and they dock off.
Oh, that's
this
two.
island.
The Lost World.
Oh, is
The
that
Lost
2?
World
Okay.
Starts with that. Yeah.
And then the little girl like is like running on the beach, and like her parents are like having a little picnic on the beach, and they had like docked off the whatever, they're like on a yacht or whatever, or a little sailboat or whatever, fancy sailboat. But the little girl like runs off, and like those little cute dinosaurs are like, hey, you're cheaping at her, and then they literally just rip her to shreds, and then like the whole family like finds her, and then they all get eaten too. Like so, like the beginning of Jurassic Park is just murderous death, and I was just like, this is fucking horrifying. But like They don't do that. And so when Jurassic Park The Lost World opened, I was like, oh god, are they gonna do that? But they didn't. Obviously they played it the fuck down, and she just kind of like got bitten a little bit or whatever. But like, man, I was like, oh, is this about to be little girl gets ripped to shreds? Okay.
Did
anyway,
you all notice
yeah,
that when
go
they
ahead.
shout in issue 3, it's Walt Disney font?
Yeah, what is that about? The monkey's gone rogue.
That's interesting.
But it looks like Walt Disney font. Right?
It does, yeah, for sure.
Maybe
but
he's singing it.
Maybe he's doing his classic Mickey Mouse impression.
The
That's
monkey's
Captain
gone
Cole.
rogue.
Captain Cole's just using a Mickey Mouse voice. With that amazing mustache, I wouldn't have gone. So Wally's powers, a bomb, Boomerang just blasts the shit out of the barn. It explodes. Wally's powers go fucking frantic because he doesn't know how to contain it yet. And then Grodd just goes, Wally no scared, and touches his forehead, and he calms down.
Yeah, that's
And
too
that's when-
Professor. That's very
Yeah,
Professor
it is.
X
Yeah, no, it is.
adjacent for me. I don't like that kind of.
It's almost like he knows what he's doing, and when he's scared Wally earlier to run towards what would ultimately be his.
Could be.
It's almost like
Could be. Could be.
it's cool. There's a lot of cool time stuff. Like when you reread this, as I found on a reread, I was like, I really like all the cool time, little bits of time that I now understand ish. But I'm kind of going. Oh, okay.
Also, Captain Boomerang he has sort of falcon wings where he can fly.
Yeah,
himself.
He has got boomerang wings. He can fly in a straight and only in curved lines that go right back to where he started from. He can't actually fly.
Just stupid.
Al didn't even
That's
respond
funny.
to that. He took 5 seconds. Anyway, Wally decides to use his powers for the first time for real and kind of just smashes the shit out of Captain Boomerang, and I fucking loved it. It's just he's like, okay, I can see what I can do. Instead of running away for once, I'll go straight head on at it. And he just teeth are flying out of his mouth. He fucking broke his jaw. I was just like, holy shit, that was amazing.
Easily.
Yeah, that was
Guy's lucky
cool.
to be alive.
So the end of this is Wally going back to Barry's dead body, putting on a miraculously healed costume, and running away and saying, "I start."
Can
to
you
feel
imagine
free."
though? Even with super speed, from his perspective, it's still regular time. Taking a fucking costume off of a rotting corpse and then putting it on your body.
Why put it there's no context that you have to wear the suit to take
Right,
the speed.
There isn't at all. There's no reason that he puts the suit
take
on.
the dead body
Because he's
suit?
becoming a superhero, Al.
Fucking crazy.
He does it reverently. He doesn't just rip the costume off a dead body and put it on. He buries the body there's a grave, and he mourns him, and then he runs away.
But
says,
it's still it's sociopath behavior to just be I kind of like this suit. I'm gonna take it now. Why?
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's bonkers.
There was also a scene earlier.
My only. I'm reaching here, but my only thought maybe is he's maybe this I need to have this protective gear on to because Barry was wearing it when that experiment was happening.
but it's never presented to us in any
it is not.
Right?
Not.
He's pilfering.
Well, there were multiple suits hanging in the gallery above the experiment. It's like wearing a spacesuit when you've got space powers. I don't know. I don't know,
but he puts it on immediately, and it was just rotting flesh was inside of that suit 10 seconds ago.
He didn't wash it. He didn't wash it.
It's not rotting flesh. It's a full skeleton. It's gone. His flesh is gone. It's been ripped from his bones.
He did not wash that suit.
Disgusting.
It's been ripped from his bones.
Borderline necrophilia stuff.
Again, the part that it's so funny that you guys are so fixated on him taking the costume. I'm fixated on the fact that it's just miraculously a full costume again. Why isn't he running around with a costume?
But it's the future. It's the future spacesuit. Maybe it has healing powers.
Maybe.
And I don't mean to say that Barry's a bitch, but Wally is running with Grodd, and he's not disintegrating with no problem.
No.
So maybe Barry is a weak little bitch because he became a skeleton.
Yeah,
with Wally.
Yeah,
and Grodd's fine. Grodd's smiling. Look at the joy on Grodd. He is enjoying that.
Grodd is also free, which we very quickly touch on in the next issue because Wally's hey, hey, we're about to go into a town. Maybe you should hide in this backpack. And he's like, I don't want to hide. I'm free now. And I was like, oh shit, I actually like love that, but I guess we'll get there more.
Yeah, well, the negative is that Kaplan does the art now, starting at issue 4, and it's not as good.
It's very Pokemon-y, I would call it. Like it's anime-ish, but very child anime-ish.
See, I thought it was more like an Archie comic looking thing, like Archie anime.
I don't know.
A blend of the. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're talking about. There's just a couple of scenes. I think maybe with his dad. I don't think it's Ralph. I think it's his dad. But there's a couple of scenes where his dad is just like, "Let's go get them," and his head is turned, and it's like the way, like it just made me like flash into a Pokemon.
This close up of Wally's face freaked me out because it looks like his eyes are eyelash shaped.
They are.
Like, those are his pupils.
His eyeballs extend out into his eyelashes. So
it's
when
creepy.
he blinks, they just shut, and it kind of connects like your fingers lacing together. Isn't that how your eyes work?
Gross. There's a lot of these shots with Wally and Grodd with the foreheads pushed together.
With the foreheads touching?
Didn't care for that so much.
Yeah, I don't mind the like finger on the forehead. But I don't know. Nuzzling an animal is not that weird.
I mean, I don't know. Look at the way Grodd is caressing Wally's face in that.
You don't ever like go to your dog and be like, "I love you, buddy," and your head's on.
Yeah, but my dog doesn't hold my face. I hold my dog's face. It's strange.
But you're not both caressing each other's cheeks, just enjoying each other's company. One of our brains is wide open to the air, but it's fine.
I know.
Can you imagine just if Patrick's dog said like, "Patrick, okay. We okay.
We okay. We okay.
We
and
okay.
Just his paws went up.
It would be a little inappropriate. Maybe a little inappropriate.
I fucking love that.
I want to specify though, when I do it to my dog, it's totally okay.
It's fine.
It's completely fine.
Anyway, so let's get to Ralph Dibny's opening line. Hey,
creepy,
how old are you?
Look at this.
Doused in shadow.
We can't do this like the Epstein files were just released. We can't.
I know.
Have this
I mean, like
in a comic.
We're literally talking about.
We can't.
By the way, we never see Sue Dibny. She's just mentioned, but Ralph and Sue run a child or like a homeless shelter where, like, I mean, are those kids ever found? We don't know. Like,
it's a shelter.
There's such dark undertones to this. It's so fucked up. This is so fucked up. And it's not portrayed that way in any way other than that creepy, shadowy, how old are you first introduction. Because very quickly, because Wally's like, who the fuck are you? And then Linda's like, it's fine, it's Ralph. We all hang out with him.
But
and
you're
like,
guy,
okay.
I don't know.
But guy who man, it's so creepy. And then he comes Patty, wait, hold on. When Ralph comes in and sits on his bed with him and he's like, I have 3 rules. It's so fucking Jesus Christ. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? No drugs, no fights. And we ask everyone to take a shift helping with cleaning and cooking. My dick. I mean, the kitchen. Like, it's really, god damn, it's got so many fucking overtones. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it's just, again, the writing, I'm just saying, it's just like, you're a guy that works with troubled youths. You'd think you would know how to approach a troubled youth without being like, how old are you, boy? And then he's like, are you a serial killer? And he's like, do I look like a serial killer? It's like,
you actually, look at how he's dressed. He 1,000,000% looks like a serial killer.
He says, do I look like a serial killer? And Wally just goes, kind of. Like, not like, not joking. He's like, yeah, you kind of do, man. Oh my god. And it's only until Linda goes, hey, the mission's legit and everything's fine.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, I was
Linda,
though, Joe?
We don't know.
We met her today.
You mean Slane?
We met her today.
She is a, what do they call a honey trap? Or no, not a honey trap.
Yeah, gets Linda.
She's dating him. You know, she's recruiting.
It's a honey pot. It's a honey
pot. Linda Park.
So, and then we also
Galinda Park.
Galinda Park.
Aside from the creepiness at the kid shelter, we get so first of all, Wally's dad.
It's not called like kids make the world go round or like our mission of peace or like let's find everyone a home. It's called Dibny Mission.
Dibney mission.
Dibney mission.
The Dibney mission to
Okay.
export every child we can to the creepy island where the little girl from Jurassic World. got
Okay.
eaten.
Okay, so apart from that,
Mhm.
we see
Yeah, sorry, we're on a real tangent.
So
Yeah,
first
go
of all, Wally's dad's name is Rudy.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
correct.
knew that
Yeah.
that it was Rudy.
Mhm.
And B, he is
Who else
looking
names their
through
kid
the wreckage.
Wallace?
Rudy would.
What?
I guess Rudy.
I mean,
would
Rudy.
name his kid
Yeah,
Wallace.
Rudy would. Yeah.
And Dr. Thon.
Rudy.
Oh shit, Rudy's serving cake. He is serving cake today. But Rudy talks to Thon, who was running experiments with Barry. And Thon is a woman in this one. They've gender bended
a woman,
Thon into a
woman
They haven't-
scientist.
They haven't
Ridiculous.
gender
Who
bent.
could believe
Thon.
that? How? I've never.
This is
heard that so
Eleanor
crazy.
Thon, the granddaughter of Eobard Thon.
Yes. The
Zoom.
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash.
the mother of Kid Flash.
Yeah.
No, the
which
mother
Thon
of
was-
Captain Boomerang Jr. That's who it is. And
Was
also the
Captain
mother of Kid
Boomerang
Flash,
Jr.?
right?
Isn't Bart at
Does a
Bart's
Thon
mom
marry-
was a Thon?
One of Alan's?
Yes, Thon marries one of the Allens, has Impulse, and then Captain
Yeah, that's
Boomerang
right.
is
That's
thrown
accurate.
into
Yeah.
the future, and she has an affair with Captain Boomerang, has a baby, but somehow the baby gets put back into the past, and that's
Mhm.
Captain Boomerang Jr. that we meet in
Junior.
Identity Crisis. That's why
Right.
he has the super speed, because he's part of the Thon.
He has a little bit of speed. A little
yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
A little bit of
Small
speed.
bursts. Just small
Yeah.
spurts. Small bursts.
Yeah, that's what we call it when we go fast. Small spurts.
Small
Okay.
spurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but right. But I think it's Impulse. Bart's mom.
Yes.
Thon, right?
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
But also Captain Boomerangs.
And Captain,
Captain Boomerang
Mini
Jr.
Boomerang. Benny Boomerang. Mini
Jenny.
Boomerang.
Jenny
From
is
the block.
excess.
Jenny
No,
from the
she's
block.
not Jenny's. She's Jenny's aunt.
Yeah, she's Jenny's aunt. But I was just
Yeah.
saying Jenny is excess, not
Jenny.
not from the
Okay, but in this discussion between Rudy and Eleanor, we see Joe already mentioned this, but we see a bunch of burst containment
Mhm.
capsules, and we see like Wizard is out, Heat Wave is out. XXX.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also-
so other
XXX.
experiments escaped during the.
Firestorm. Did you guys notice Firestorm?
I did.
Oh,
Did you notice the little Project Firestorm here on the ground?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
They're laying. They're
I
was
laying they're laying the bones of the new absolute universe. You know.
Who do you think Project X? Who do you think Project XXXXX is?
Probably a porn star, but I don't know.
So I don't know, because I was thinking of Flash's Rogues Gallery, but Firestorm isn't.
I think honestly,
so I
in
don't
Patrick,
think
a
it-
real answer, I think it's connected to Thawne in some way. I think it's going to be like a
Reverse Flash.
reverse Flash kind of thing. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't
That's
know.
Speedster.
Colonel West. It seemed like he was the boss, and it's pretty.
It did,
pretty
and then
clear that,
you're kind of revealed that she's the boss, and she's kind of been like behind everything the
yeah.
entire
So
time.
what the fuck has he been
Fucking
doing?
around
this
with Barry, pushing Barry in certain directions, pushing Colonel West in a couple directions.
Well, he's the military attaché kind of.
Yeah, he's
protecting
the
secret
he's the military guy in charge of like bringing in
keeping it secret.
lunatics to be in the experiments, like the Rogues Gallery. Rogues.
Because it's pretty clear that they have a spaceship and that's alien stuff that they're integrating into
Yes,
the road.
they're doing alien technology, but
Mhm.
also another thing I find weird is like these experiments range from Captain Cold has a cold gun to Heat Wave is a melting I'm every moment I breathe is pain monster. What?
Yes.
Who? It's just what? Like, can
I
they all
think
just
they're.
get a
I
gun?
think they're.
Why do they?
I
have
think
to,
they're spitballing shit and just seeing what sticks. You know, like
They're
they're
just
just like
throwing
we got
darts
all
at
this
a
crazy
wall.
shit, and we
Okay,
also
they're
have this
just
crazy
trying
time
shit.
experiment going on, and we're just seeing what goes. You know.
Okay.
Is it a
They make
is
a
it
vague
a
reference to like something that's coming, some sort of like threat that's coming, and they're kind of going like, "We need weapons for this," and they're just kind of like hitting anything that works, you know, kind of thing. And some of them don't work, and they're like, "Stick them in a bubble," you know, like kind of like, let's not worry about
It
that.
kind
guy.
of reminds
Captain
me
Cold's
of,
working out though.
But it sort of reminds me of, do you all remember the pack from Gargoyles? How later in the series,
Yeah.
they all get augmented, and one of them gets biologically mutated. Others
Is it
get,
the pack or the wolf pack?
it's just a pack, I think.
The pack.
Is it just that? Okay.
And then like two of the two crazy twins become cybernetically fucked up,
Mhm.
but then Dingo just gets an Iron Man
Dingo,
suit.
yeah. Dingo
And I'm
gets
like-
the Iron suit.
And I was
Yeah.
like, if I was in the pack, I'd just be like, I'll just have an Iron Man suit. I don't need to be
Maybe
a
the
It's okay.
dingo
monster,
took a
you know?
baby.
Like, don't mutate me. Give
That
me an
was
Iron Man
funny.
suit.
Because
They're
Coyote
just
and
trying to figure
Hyena
it out.
become like cyborg hybrids, and then Wolf becomes like a literal like wolf.
Wolf
And
is
it's
a
like-
biological
He's like a wolfman.
creature.
Yeah, he's a
And
wolf.
then Dingo's just like, yeah, no, it's
Dingo's
opposite
Iron Man.
suit of
He's just
armor.
like, Iron Man, great. I'll do that. And I was just like, if a scientist came to me with options, I would just, I'll be Iron
Yeah,
Man.
no,
I don't
No.
want to be a monster.
Can you give me the middle suit?
Issue 5, Absolute Flash, Heat Wave.
All right, so
Yeah,
Wally
he
Grodd runs off, and
waves.
Wally chases him into the sewers, or gets guided into the sewers by Grodd. But it starts getting really warm down there, guys. It's just getting real warm down there.
Temperatures rising, something and something. We're
Yeah, so the
having
very
a
last
heat
bit of-
wave.
The very last bit of issue 4 is just heat waves there. All right, so I liked this in the sense of like, again, it wasn't just like your stereotypical crap. Like it was Wally not understanding his powers, and also he's trying to protect everybody. And then Grodd's like, "No, help him," and he's like, "Help him," and it's like that. Like I liked the idea of him trying to help the villains versus like trying to just punch them to death. And
I
then send
laughed
them
at
to
how
prison.
Wally's first instinct is just, he's a gross monster. Help him? No.
Well, he said, "What if
Kill
I'm
him.
what if I'm the monster?" Like immediately, though. You know what I mean? Like because he had that vision of the two paths of his life, so he's already kind of going like, maybe it's me, not him. I just don't know how to handle this. I don't know.
This-
Like again, you guys say like you didn't get a lot of his character. I feel like I got a lot from who he is.
Maybe
the,
I,
like-
maybe I
From
didn't. But is it a character or is it just him reacting to shit?
There is
Also,
a
the
lot of
monk players
reactionary moments because of what's currently happening, but I feel like the glimpses into who he is are prominent and still there. It's a very breakneck pace. Like the pacing of this is fast, but that again, I enjoyed that because it's literally a Flash comic, and it's kind of like indicative of like what you want to read. It also is very confusing though. So like because it's so quick and choppy and crazy.
This issue I particularly did not like for several reasons.
Okay, go ahead.
One, the whole thing, even aesthetically, reminded me of, you remember that little mini arc in Invincible where he's in college and there's an underground evil professor doing experiments on robot men and turning gays into evil robots?
Turning people into evil robots.
But
some of them are gay, some of them are straight out. He didn't target the gays. What's wrong with you?
But is it all part of the Silicon Valley big tech gay agenda?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's 100%.
They are.
Okay, but this felt kind of like that for some weird, so that kind of threw me off. And then B, this was the issue where I said, okay, time out, Jeff. What are his fucking powers? Like, what are his powers? Because he can absorb heat too, as well as travel through. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are his powers? What are we doing here? Tell me what his powers are. So he can also absorb heat, right? Because it's not a speed tornado that gets the heat away. He just absorbs it. So he can absorb energy.
He absorbs the energy.
Yeah.
That is.
It seems like maybe he's.
So he can absorb energy. Okay. So he can absorb energy.
Yeah.
That's the power. Okay. Okay.
Well, that's
I don't know.
an aspect.
Well, he gets teleported to like an alien world with a god hand after he absorbs the energy. So I thought it had something to do with the fact the alien energy they're like imbuing all these things with.
Yeah, well, it has to be related to that, right? Yeah. So he can conduit, absorb, or channel the energy, I guess.
Where's there? Oh god!
But also, like Grodd knows he can do that.
That's it's not a god hand. It's literally just Barry going Wally. It's Barry.
Barry's a god in my eyes. So.
No, it's not Barry.
Damn it! Spit that out of your mouth.
Wait, is it Barry or is it Dibney? Because it's the hand reaches out and then it's Dibney is literally reaching a hand to him.
No, that's just
it's just
what's going on.
It's just
Yeah.
a mirror
It's
mirror
chopping to, like,
transition.
what's- yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not. I got you. Yeah, but this was the issue anyway. Those are the two main reasons I did not really enjoy this issue, because it really hit me that what are we doing here? What are his powers? And
Yeah, again, this is a
also
weird,
the art is so
weird
terrible.
volume to chop it into 6 issues. I would definitely, if I was DC, I would have been like, this story arc makes no sense in 6 issues. Like, we should do a 12-issue thing. You know, like put it out in trade after the 12th issue.
Editorial, you fucked up. You fucked
Yeah,
up.
Jeff
editorial.
Lemire probably was like, I have an idea here. It's not going to come to fruition until issue 12. Why are you
Andrew
chopping this up?
Marino. Andrew Marino.
It should be
senior
called
editor.
like Part 1, Part 2 of Flash of Two Worlds, not Flash of Two Worlds or whatever. You know, like kind of thing. You know,
Right.
Are those Martians at the end? Is that Are those Martians at the end of this issue?
I don't know.
They look like Martians.
They do look like Martians. I know there's also an
do.
Absolute Martian Manhunter. Have we seen what Absolute Martians look like?
I haven't.
forgot about
I have
that.
not read that. I thought you read it. Have you read that, Al?
I read half of an issue and then couldn't read
I
it.
read about 5 issues. but I
Oh,
was
the art
very
looks so fun. I want to give
The
it a shot
art's-
just because of the art.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
crazy.
fun. I've just
Okay.
been very stoned when I've read it, so it's been really hard to
Okay.
keep up with the story.
That's a
because
future.
you've got-
That's a future overall takes.
I do. Captain Cold Note, when they are going to get Heat Wave, Thawne says, okay, and we found this Heat Wave person, Mick Rory, and
Yeah.
Captain Cold just goes, and Mick Rory, like, look at that sass. He's like, is
I know.
Mick Rory?
Well, so they mentioned
Is
him
my
earlier. I
friend.
mean, to your point, you mentioned it earlier, Al, but like they mentioned Mick Rory was still alive, and he's like, "What the fuck? He's still alive? Like, how the fuck dare you not? You told us he died." And he's like, and she's like, "I told you what you needed to know, underling, or whatever, kind of thing."
Yeah. Also,
So he's still pissed about it. Is the point?
yeah.
So he's
Also,
really
for
like,
listeners,
"Hey, what about Mick? Like, what's going on with him? Like, we know where Wally and Grata are. Like, fuck you, bitch. That's what you're getting from that."
yeah, and also for listeners, we're talking about Mick Mick Rory, not Mick Rory, like a McDonald's menu.
Mick
item.
Rory.
It's
He's
Mick
Mick Rory.
Rory.
It works either
Clan
way.
McRory.
Mick
Yeah, it works
McRory.
either way. Mick Rory of the Clan McRory.
What was the name of the Irish? Like in 2004, the Irish national team's coach was named like Mick McVille or something.
That's on you, buddy. I don't remember that. There is I mean, I am backtracking slightly, but it's just for a beat. I love first of all, when Wally goes, all right, I'm not going to run this time. I'm going to help these people. I'm going to put my costume back on and go help, kind of thing. And he runs up and he's in costume. And the first millisecond that he's in costume, Ralph is like, "Wally, what are you wearing?" He just immediately knows who he is. And Linda too. Like instantly, Linda's like, "Wally, what are you doing?" He's like, "Shut the fuck up, Linda. I'm trying to do superhero stuff." But like, it's so funny how like and also Wally West is like, way back in the day, classically one of the first heroes to just be like, "I am the Flash." The Iron Man move that they did in the movies. That's like literally Wally's character. He was just like, this whole secret identity thing is stupid. Like, I can get home to protect my family in literally 0.0 seconds. Like I'm just gonna tell people I'm the Flash, and then he kind of becomes like a celebrity because he's the first superhero to be like, I'm the only one that's open about who I am. In his older 90s-ish, 80s-ish run of the Wally West Flash run. But like, I just thought it was so funny that the second he's around people that know who he is, his secret identity, and he's wearing his costume, they're immediately like, "Wally, what are you doing? You got a weird mask on." It's so funny. Anyway, sorry. End of the issue.
The dad's pretty hench. You know what I mean? He's pretty.
I mean, he's like, "What the fuck's going on here? This bitch is not helping my son. I need to start figuring out what's going on."
The dad's a little like thick all over, top to bottom.
Yeah,
I don't
thick
know.
all
Well,
over.
I mean, like, again, I don't love this art. But that being said, like, I do like the initial introduction to him as a character when you seem like he's the over oppressive military dad that's kind of a dick. And as it kind of moves on, you kind of go,
he was just
oh no,
protecting
he
his
fucking
son.
loves his son, and he's just torn up about his wife dying, and then also his son's a teenager brat, like rebelling against him, and he has to deal with all this crap. And all he really wants to do is protect his son and get his power and somehow fix him. He doesn't know what he's got to do. He's not the scientist, you know. He just goes like, I just need to get Wally back here and somehow help what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I know if we get him back, like, that's the start to getting my son back to normal. So like I kind of really enjoyed that, like little kind of slow like progression of just like he's not a dickhead, he's just the initial teenager reaction of my dad's an asshole, and then like as the issues go on you go, oh never mind, his dad is kind of fucking awesome. Anyway, issue 6.
Yeah. Anything else on 5? Should we just go to 6 or anything else?
I mean, the Martians are there at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Issue 6
is
the cover.
kind of the history of the Rogues.
Very Tom of Finland. Captain Cold is giving us Tom of Finland right there. I don't know if you guys know.
Oh, okay.
Tom of
He's
Finland.
a homoerotic artist, right?
Yeah.
He's the star of the film XXXXX.
XXXXX.
Yeah.
He's. It's very Tom of Finland. So
who's Tom of Finland?
He does drawings of ripped dudes in short leather shorts making out and stuff like that.
It's like I don't know how clear that is.
Oh, okay. Got, oh, that's good.
That is Captain Cold. Yeah, that's pretty clearly Captain Cold.
I mean, that's Captain Cold.
Right there.
Sexy.
So this is an issue of Captain West recruiting the Rogues Gallery in the sense of like what he's telling them is that they have this mission to do and that they're going to it's too dangerous for anyone to like that's not in there because they're all like these what's the word, kicked out of the military, discharged. Dishonorably discharged. Thank you. Yes. They're all this like motley crew of people he'd worked with in the past that have like had fallings out with the military, basically. And he's like, oh, perfect candidates for a crazy experimental program that we're doing. So he's been recruiting all these people. What we don't see in this is that like he thinks he's doing the right thing and that he's telling them the truth and they you know kind of thing. It's all the kind of stuff I've been telling you the whole time. This kind of plays out a little bit better later. Like right now, you feel like he's lying to them. He thinks he's telling them the truth.
No, I didn't get that he was lying.
I don't know.
I thought
it
seemed like he was recruiting them.
We're doing a thing, maybe, you know, kind of. I don't know.
But so how can I? So, and I don't want to sound like a Republican, but how is a clearly Australian man in the U.S. military?
Who's Australian?
Captain Boomerang.
Oh,
Digger Harkness.
Says he's from down under.
You know, America is a melting pot, Al, and there's all kinds of cultures and peoples that live here.
Well, if he's a citizen,
we accept them with open arms in this country. It's kind of a beautiful thing, actually.
Seems very Australian and very foreign. So I don't.
Right, but it's kind of again the greatest thing about America is like it's kind of a beautiful thing here. We pull people from all places and we accept them and like take them in as our own. Yeah,
you know, he came in the right way,
and any of them can become a citizen and then like fight for our country if they wanted to, and you know, it's the American dream.
I mean, I guess as long as he's a warrior, it's okay.
Yeah,
that he's in the U.S.
Anyway,
Army.
we haven't said it on this podcast at all, or recently. Fuck ICE. You know what I mean? Like it's just go to hell. Just go to hell.
There was
the fiery pits of hell.
Did you guys see the
Pits of Apocalypse?
Oh, so have you all seen Chad Powers?
No.
So it's a show with Glenn. It's not Glenn Howerton. What's his Glenn Powell, the popular guy, Glenn Powell.
Yeah, the guy that's in everything that's not.
He's an ex-college quarterback who flunked out and is pretending to be someone else so he can go back to college. And there's a funny scene where like he passes the tryouts and he goes to the coach's office and the coach is like, you know, I want you on the team. You pass the tryouts. And he goes, you know, well, the problem is I'm not enrolled in this school. And the coach just goes like, oh, well, we can handle that. That's not a problem, because it's a joke about how college sports is a farce.
Yeah.
But anyway, this Digger Harkness thing reminded me of that, of like, he's an Australian man, clearly, but maybe the U.S. Army is just like, don't worry about that. Just come.
Yeah.
Just
They're
come
like,
join
you're
us.
good at killing people.
But
That's a
he's
problem.
been in the military before.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
they
you're
know
good at
each
murdering
other
people? You're good at-
from before.
Well, but I mean before, when he was still clearly an Australian man, somehow in the U.S. military, they were just like, don't worry about it. Just
Again,
come in.
I don't understand
Just
why
come in.
you're struggling with the idea that an Australian man could move to the U.S. and then join the military. Of course he could.
First of all, you lost me at moved to the U.S. They shouldn't be moving.
First
here.
of all,
So
do you know what else?
lost me there.
Have you seen Digger? Very white skin.
He's very American passive.
He's instantly
He's got
He's
one of those
he passes
accents
for
that we
American.
like, we like those
Yeah,
accents.
we love the accent. We love the accent.
It would be
Anyway,
funny if issue 7 is him getting deported to Ecuador with a bunch of South Koreans from a Kia factory in Georgia. And that's issue 7.
Captain Cold's like, I had to make the call, man.
All right, we're doing
I
it.
had to make the
All right.
call.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I opened this door. I'm sorry I opened this door. We're doing it too much. We got to stop.
Okay. But issue 6. So then the next is Captain Cold and Golden Glider.
Yeah. And she's a
Are-
paraplegic, and good old Barry just made her legs have worked perfectly just for her. It's super creepy. Barry's so creepy in this. He's just like, come on in, guys. I made these legs just for you because I knew you didn't have legs. Like, what?
I know
the
you
fuck,
didn't
Barry?
have a choice. You didn't have a choice if you didn't do this.
Joe, since you've read more, do they get into
Yeah.
why Glider and Trickster hate each other, or why Glider hates Trickster?
Not
so
as of
much?
yet. They haven't gone
Okay.
deeper into their backstories of what's going on. Also, Trickster very quickly becomes a psychopath. She's not on board with the rest of them. Very quickly, which is kind of hinted at with this.
Yeah, she's out of her
with
mind.
her being like, I tracked all you guys, and she's like, what the fuck? And literally Jesse just jumps out of her wheelchair to beat the crap out of her because she thought she put a tracker in her. Which I thought was cool. This is kind of a cool issue. I like it in the sense of kind of giving us a little bit more backstory of what's going on at Fort Fox and
we get a Mirror Master thing too.
There's a little bit about Mirror Master there. That's where we see the gallery of suits, like I mentioned earlier. Because I was just like, well, maybe Wally just saw Barry wearing that and sees the gallery of suits and knows he was in that experimental room and just goes, maybe this is what I need to put on my body. I don't I know it's in crazy extrapolation, but it's
also,
there is a path of
Maybe
logic.
Grodd was like,
maybe Grodd was like, put this on. I don't know. Who knows?
Take those clothes.
Why
off.
would Grodd? Yeah, it'd be funny if Grodd's like, I want you to wear this.
Yeah.
I want you to dress like this for me.
I don't know. Seems
So
like Grodd's
there's
been calling the shots. You know what I mean?
There's
Seems like Grodd's been
what
calling the
looks
shots.
like to be an Asian man in the being able to detect and cure any disease or defect at the molecular level.
How are you getting he could be any. First of
I
all,
don't
it's a
know.
woman.
It's
It's
I don't
a
know if it's a
woman.
woman. Is it a
That
woman?
is a woman. There's tits.
All
on
right,
it.
woman.
Well,
There's
it might
an
not be
Asian
a woman, but there's tits on it. Whatever it is.
Well, it could be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway,
Whatever
The art's-
gender it chooses.
the art's not
there's
great. The art's
boobs on
not
it.
great there.
Yeah.
But
The Atom? I don't know.
I was thinking Firestorm. Because the molecular level
Firestorm,
and detecting, I thought I was like, oh, maybe Firestorm's going to be an Asian man and or woman. I can't tell for this
Or
artwork.
both.
Sorry.
Gotta be
Or
two.
both.
Gotta be
Or both.
two, For the power
But I
to
was
work.
like, oh, maybe that's the Firestorm part. But I
the
thought
way
it was kinda cool.
Barry looks insane in these issues. The way they draw his facial expressions, he's just always
He's
got a
constantly
crazy,
just hey,
dead smile.
Hi.
Yeah.
hi, come into our science
look
experiment.
at this smile.
And
I'm here to
what's
make
with
you-
the stubble? What's with the
Innocent.
stubble? He has this stubble on his face that's not quite.
Well, he doesn't. Look, no stubble, and then stubble.
Well, when you
no
get close, though.
stubble.
It's
Well,
got
he's
the
pretty
it's the
close.
effect of I've been working really hard for 12 hours kind of stubble that comic books would do, where they don't draw a lot, but they draw random strands and just be he's been down there for 12 hours,
You know who
That's actually-
doesn't?
But it's unnerving because he's constantly in this disheveled state.
But you know who isn't disheveled and looks fucking amazing is Eleanor here. Look at her.
I mean,
With her
she's
little
dressed-
emo-
Looks like
Her Her
She
little
looks like
emo
Dr.
eye cover.
Blight. She looks like Dr. Blight.
She does
from
look like
Captain
Dr. Blight.
Planet.
What's under there? A wicked scar?
Yeah, gross. Get that covered up.
Gross. So there's a quick flashback. Again, Barry is so unnerving. Where the hell did all this come from? And Barry just goes, dot, 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 while I creepily smile at you. And then there's a quick flashback of like Mojave Desert 1944. So there's a past time experiment happening. And we see another Thawne shove Jay Garrick into this machine or this like experiment that's happening while he's trying to shut it down. And I, as a psychotic comic book nerd, I love that they're crossing all of the flashes into the same event that made Wally have his powers. You know, like Barry gets ripped to shreds, like Garrick gets tossed in there. You know, like this, that I love that so much.
I like how
I know it's a dumb like deep dive, like only a nerd.
Yeah, but it's
care,
connecting all the.
But I love it so much.
Flashes,
yeah.
And the Thawnes just keep tossing people into that.
They just do it all the time.
Spinning death trap. Yeah.
Yep. They're like, we got to figure out how this death trap works. Just keep throwing bodies in. It's gonna pay off. Anyway, we cut to present day, and basically, Wally's dad is like, shit's going crazy here. I just found these Martian bodies. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. They don't feel like they're trying to help my son. They just feel like they're making him another part of the experiment. And then Eleanor Thawne comes in and just has him black bagged and then cracks his phone when she had randomly started talking to Wally through his phone, through not time.
I was going to say that was weird.
I loved it.
And yeah, that is the end of
the end of volume 1. I know I picked it out a lot. Again, it gets good. I that's all I would say.
Wait, did you hear that, Al? I don't know if I heard that. Did you hear
I'm
that?
not hearing anything. I'm not really
hearing anything.
Let me modulate my
check the control panel. You haven't looked at it since the beginning of the episode.
Coming through with, does this pass the Bechdel test?
The Bechdel test.
Does this pass the Bechdel test? The answer is
probably no.
This does pass because there's a single panel where Golden Glider says, "I'll kill you, bitch," as she tackles Trickster. So does that count? Do we count that as a pass? Are we saying that's a pass, guys?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what? In the spirit of what me and Patty have allowed to pass in the past, I would say yes, but I was going to say no.
No, it doesn't. No, come on.
It doesn't pass.
It does not pass.
It doesn't pass.
At all. I was kidding, but yeah, there is one panel where
I mean, there's a lot of ensemble characters in this. There's a lot of female characters. None of them have much of an arc to speak of. As of yet, at least. And then also, they're always surrounded by men.
Yeah, there's no scene. There's no scene where two women are talking. This fails Bechdel test. Yeah. Lemire.
I mean, it's a solo book about a male character. What do you want?
Well, Jeff, we got to do better.
You know, we could have a nice, touching scene with Sue and Linda about how great the mission is, and like.
But Sue doesn't exist.
What's going on with Linda's like adorable and / dark backstory? You know,
Sue exists.
That's so alluring.
She's just a frozen corpse in the freezer at the Dibney.
Very
mission.
possibly.
No, I feel like the Sue reveal is going to be like in Psycho, or it's just a skeleton with like a weight on it.
It's just Ralph dressed up as yeah.
No, but it doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Sue is just murdering people like in Identity Crisis. Wait, is that Sue?
No, Gene Moring.
Sue dies. Sorry, my
Gene.
bad.
Yeah, Gene murdered.
Sue's the one who gets murdered. My mistake.
All right.
So she's currently murdered in this world, just by Ralph this time.
So let's wrap this up with recommendations. I guess. I'll go easy. I don't recommend this. So of the absolute titles, I'd probably recommend Wonder Woman.
Oh, we have
maybe
multiple times over,
and that's maybe it. Though I didn't really love Superman or Batman or Martian Manhunter, and this one honestly, I think was the weakest of the absolute titles. And it's a shame because I do like Lemire generally. It's just, for me, the first 6 issues just, I mean, honestly, I read the 6 issues in about 22 minutes total. It's just nothing really happens and no interesting character beats happen. It's just kind of action with no fulcrum or direction. So I just, this was not for me. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
I'm on the same page as Al. Wonder Woman is my favorite one. It's the only one I'm still reading. I just felt like I don't know, this medium, you have what, 20 to 30 pages to tell a story in each issue. I feel like each panel should be really well thought out to describe what's going on. And it just felt like a lot of, what's the word? Panic. It was the frenetic pace of him just freaking out nonstop. And then, I don't know, even when it slowed down with Ralph Dibny, that all, like, the dialogue wasn't landing for me. It was like a weird situation with Linda's introduction, and I don't know. I remember liking Jeff Lemire's Animal Man, but I don't know if I'd have to reread it. Because I didn't like the Moon Knight stuff he did, and I felt like there was a big opportunity here there had some good ideas here, especially the time. I wish they kind of focused more a bit on the time jumps from Wally's perspective. Kind of like the Your Name anime, kind of how it's like a little bit of a, he kind of remembers, but not really. He's like disoriented. I feel like there was just a missed opportunity here. I won't belabor the point, but I'm kind of on the same page as Al, where I just felt like I didn't get to know the character and the pacing was just really fast, and I kind of couldn't believe that was the first 6 issues to launch the book with.
Okay.
So
okay.
I do not recommend. I wouldn't recommend.
I love the art from Robles. It was super kinetic and fun and like energetic, and I just loved it. I loved the new terms of the idea of what his powers are. I thought it was a fun new take on his powers. It was cool to see a Flash that's not just like lightning struck me in a chemical bath and I got powers, and later on, explain it away. The Speed Force chose me or whatever. But like, this is kind of an interesting, different take, I guess. I kind of like that all of the rogues and Wally and Grodd and everybody are all tied to the same like kind of event. Like, it's not like a bunch of disparate things all like coming together to be like to slowly form this like giant character of who these characters are in the Flash in general. But so that was kind of a fun way to tie it all together. I liked the young kid trying to figure out the powers and life, and they barely touch on it in this, but like there's moments of only my mom can calm me down and she's not here anymore. And that's kind of why he's acting the way he's acting, especially towards his father. And then also as the powers happen, that just amplifies his inability to kind of like handle his own mental, prowess. Anyway, the Thorn twist was good. That's more for later, but I think the part I'm struggling with is, can I recommend these 6 issues? Or do I recommend Absolute Flash as a whole that I've read up to? Because it all seems to pay off after this. So like, if I was going to be like, read volume 1, it would always be like in the respect of, but also volume 2. So I think I agree with you, and I can't recommend volume 1 because it's not, as much as I love Wally West and I love the Flash on so many levels. And this was I thought a fun, refreshing take on the character. This first 6 issues it barely kind of scratches the surface of what Lemire's trying to do.
Yeah.
And like, as a standalone volume, it's just not something I'd recommend. If you want to read more, then I would say go for it. But don't read this first 6 issues thinking you're going to feel some sort of connection or understanding of the character, because you're not, which is what you guys are experiencing. So anyway, yep, not recommend.
Gosh, okay.
Volume 1
Volume 1.
specifically. Anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well, but again, and I
Wait,
generally, I think we need to move away from introductory arcs. I just think it's more, the stories are better. It's more exciting after the initial issues. We just got to shift the Mobius couch into a different dimension where we talk about.
Oh, yeah. We can do that
Sure.
with the controls.
Sure, but are you guys going to read issues 1 through 6 to read 7 through 12? If I was like,
I'll
let's
read
7 through
I
12.
won't.
the
I won't.
Wikipedia.
I will
I'll
not.
read the Reddit.
Yeah.
I'll read the Reddit threads and the Wikipedia. And,
Okay,
get the
okay.
gist.
I see what we're talking about. I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing.
Okay.
All right, well, I think
But
we won
that's it.
comics for the week, boys.
That's absolute
One
flash.
comics. That's absolute
Yeah.
flash. Good journey, couchers.
Good journey.
See you
Goodbye.
next time. Bye.